how do you follow amazing performances and readings with 3 poems that are impossible to perform and read, because they're designed to be looked at online only. Before we kind of look at the poems and I try and read them for you, I'll maybe give you a little background on them. So as Rose said, I kind of wanted to explore the physical impacts of climate change, those physical processes in the structure and form of the texts, and kind of taking advantage of digital technologies. I felt I was able to do that. So there's 3 poems from here. Hopefully we're going to come up. Chris. Oh, there we go. Good. That's the website which you can go to. I'll probably send around later, so you can see the poems kind of in their natural habitat, as it were. So here's the thing with these poems. They change and alter as they're read and looked at on the page. Now, you can read the whole poem if you persevere, if you keep refreshing the page, trying to find out where you were and trying to catch up with yourself. I think that's probably quite annoying, and it involves work for you, and perhaps that's sometimes how we feel about climate change itself. One of these things, I didn't want these poems to end up being kind of form over substance. Hopefully the writing is strong as well. And I guess in terms of sort of very quickly mentioning kind of common themes, childhood and innocence seems to be present in all 3 of these poems, which maybe I'll touch on a little bit in the introduction to each of these. And I think that's kind of in relation to how we're essentially children in the history of this planet. We're not even toddlers, really, but I kind of see ourselves as just destructive. You know, when you're about 2 and you just go smash over bricks and knock stuff over and you want to see what you can destroy. I feel that's what humans are like a little bit sometimes in terms of our relation to the environment. Right, cool. So, Chris, if you could get Melting Up for me, the first poem. So that's how it looks to begin with. So I'll start reading it as it does its thing. He knows which card you picked, the number you're thinking of, where the rabbits are, how to say make the hidden, and there's nothing up his sleeves. He's got your watch and wallet, pocketed your front door keys, figured out your PIN number. He's sawn your wife in half, made off with your kids, and he's slowly disappearing. Not with a bang and a flash of light, the sudden billowing of smoke, but rather he's becoming hard to focus on. Your eyes cannot seem to take him in. He slips in and out of conscious thought, becomes translucent in your memories. Though you can't put your finger on it, something about you has been lost. Borders drawn around an absence. But you do not know what has gone missing. Your experience somehow shaded. You feel different now. And it's gone. Yeah, so that's melting. Yeah, so that kind of disappears from the right-hand side. I think next I went for polluting, Chris. Is that right? So, yep, this is polluting. I find this poem quite tough, actually. So this one sort of starts with... I tried to create a really pristine image, and this was a child sleeping in this sort of clean cot. And yeah, as you can see it gets quite disturbing, and that was very kind of intentional. So the words that appear in the poem spoil the poem, corrupt it, as pollution does in the environment, I think. So in the PDF that's gone around in the booklet, there's a kind of snapshot of this. This is probably about 30 seconds to a minute in. If you keep leaving it, it will just fill up the whole page. So eventually you can't even determine what the original poem looked like. So I'll read a kind of snapshot of it that I've got here. The spoiled child sleeps spoiled, wrapped in a noxious, fleece-lined embrace, her stained face peaceful, breathing tainted, settled and calm, corroded, nestled in clean cotton sheets, foul, tucked in and sour, corroded, warm. Yellow light softly tainted dawns, creeping into contaminated the sour room, gentle, dirty and sweet, brightening the walls. She, tainted, foul, soon foul opens her sickly eyes, blinks at all the contaminated, dirty world. Her fist opens, tainted, and closes, fingers grasping at corroded, stained nothing. She holds everything in her palm. And as you can see, that will just go on and on forever until it fills up the entire page. So that was polluting. And so for the last one, Chris, we go to depleting. This is another one that sort of disappears as you go. So this is kind of, I think this childishness thing again, is kind of our attitude to the planet. So this was kind of depleting as ozone layer is thinned out and depleted and reduced. That's exactly what happens to the poem. It thins out and depletes. It becomes fragmented. So again, I'll try and give a reading of this, which won't correspond with that, but is a kind of snapshot. So we living on green sheet, a patchwork, us, in summer, part by, loved and grown out of. We stick. It's all. Until other thought, warm, pushed, and upwards. Denial. Occluded, fronts meet. We tenants, pigs, forgetting we're huffed and we've half knocked down this, seen cracks, our eyes, angry, attacking, standing in the radiant inn, reflecting, glow of our star. He and two knees, we are exposed, loose-fitting, shifting, bones, barely regulating. Ultraviolet waves, up, diminishing. Our barrier, light, thinner. Cool. Thank you very much.